Environmentalist here. Oh, Jesus. You know, there's an environmentalist book that I wanted to read that this female scientist wrote back in the day called The Silent Spring. And it was predicting everything that was basically happening today with pesticides and all of that. Where back in the day, you know, if bugs and all of that shit got to crops, all of a sudden there was like no strawberries that year if there was a frost or something like that, whatever the hell it was. I think it was more like insects. So they came up with these pesticides, which in the short run were fantastic. And in the long run, you know, just poisoned animals and all of this. It's unreal. It's unreal. If we would just let ourselves die naturally instead of fighting our environment. What we're doing with the environment, I think, remember the great thing about Breaking Bad was every move that Mr. White did to try to get out just sort of tightened the noose around his neck a little more. It just created an even bigger problem. And I feel like that's what we're doing. All right, this is getting too dark. Sorry. Environmentalist here. Hey, Billy Two Tooth. I work for a wildlife group and consult with an energy company. I want to thank you for pointing out the biggest problem plaguing the earth. It's not fossil fuels. It's not the lack of electric cars. It's the production of useless goods. Governments and companies are trying to blame commoners like us, even though we have much less of an effect on things than them. The militaries of the world, namely the U.S., are the largest polluters on the planet, yet their budgets grow by 15% year over year. I think you mean year after year. You're the only one I've heard in the mainstream that constantly points out the waste product made by consumers. Yeah, we've made so many advancements in fuel extractions and efficiencies, yet no one talks about the consumer waste and trash piles. Absolutely. All you have to do is look at hoarders. You know, I used to do a joke in my act how I liked hoarders. You know, there's an honesty to the way they live. They're just sitting there like, this is what I did. This is the mess I made of my life, as opposed to those fucking minimalists who throw all their shit out and then act like they're a genius because they got 2 pairs of pants. I'm not saying oil spills aren't a problem. I'm just saying that if we stop consuming goods at the rate that we do, we wouldn't have as many oil-based plastics disturbing the natural order of the earth. Thanks for being a unique thinker in a world of drones and sheep who think putting a tree in their Twitter bio means they're part of the solution. Yeah, but I also think that if we went like, nuclear and electric, it would get us out of the Middle East, and then we wouldn't have to worry about, all of these nuclear programs that they're allegedly having that we for some reason can't find. They wouldn't have the money to do it. You could stay home, but we don't want to do that. We want to be over there and suck all their fucking we don't. All right? I don't want to do that, but fucking Esso and all those other motherfuckers. I named a Canadian one just for the hell of it. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? All right. Overrated, underrated. Dear Billy Butterball. Hey, do the fat jokes all you want. I'm only half a Butterball now. Greetings from New Hampshire. Oh, it's God's country up there. I'm currently on summer break from my college, and the podcast has been a great way to pass the time on my drive to work. Love the Red Rock special, and thanks for all of your great work. Anyway, I wanted to write into the podcast to give a suggestion for the overrated, underrated section. I think safety features in cars are overrated. Hear me out, he says. I drive a 2009 model Toyota, and besides the airbag, there doesn't seem to be any safety features of any kind, and I don't think I'm missing out. My parents drive newer cars, and the beeping when you back the car up or cross over the lines on the road drives me crazy. I think just cruising without any noise other than the sound of a good old classic rock album is an underrated luxury. I love how you're talking about this 2009 like you got a 1970 Camaro or something. That's how much advancement has happened since then. Anyways, good old classic rock album is an underrated luxury, and that old base model car is really all you need. You drive an old truck and loved cars, so I'm curious to see what your opinion is on all the gadgets they're stuffing into cars now. Thanks, and have a good one. Well, when you have kids, you love it. And when you get into an accident, you do love it. But I will tell you, what I like about my car is I do have the option of shutting it off. One button. Just push it when it starts going beep, 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 beep. I also like it when I'm parking. I can tell you that I used to be really good at parking, and once they got the backup cameras, you sit so low in the car, it's like you really have to be looking like, okay, there's the line, and then you got to pick an object. It's like Dead Reckoning when you're flying to park it, because I can't see the lines. I got to like open the door, and I was better at parking. Like when I back my truck in, it has no backup lights or anything like that, cameras or anything. Like I'm right between the lines. When I drive the one that has the cameras and the airbags and all that, I'm always a little bit off, a little too far over, a little bit of an angle. And I'm like, fuck, and I got to get back in the car and all of that shit. So I don't know. I will say with all of this technology, because of this fucking chip thing. Huh? Chip? Remember Will Ferrell in the outtakes for Ricky Bobby? Chip. I don't get what the fuck, how'd that even happen? There's like a shortage of computer chips. They're only made in one place, and now you got to wait like 9 years for a fucking new car, and all the old cars, the value of them goes through the fucking roof. I don't know. It's all a strange thing. I don't pretend to understand these things. I personally, if I'm driving with my kids, I like the latest technology, but if I'm driving by myself, I love driving the old truck. I do. All right, and that is it, my friends. Once again, thank you to everybody that came out to the Cosmo this weekend in Vegas. By the way, my wife went out to go see the Usher's show last night was he at the Paris? I forget where he's at, but she said the show was incredible. So if you're in Vegas, definitely check that out. If you're not going to Brad Garrett's Comedy Club at the MGM, shout out to Brad Garrett. All right, that's it, everybody. Go fuck yourselves, and I will check in on ya in a couple of days. That's it. Go Red Sox. Enjoy the All-Star break. NFL football is only 6 weeks away, as is college football. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'll talk to you later.